I used to work as a night shift security guard at Crescent Hospital. It was an old medical facility, and half of the building was shut down for renovation. My job was simple: walk through the dark, empty hallways, check the locked doors, and make sure no one was trespassing. Most nights were incredibly boring. But on a rainy Tuesday at exactly 3:14 a.m., everything changed. I was sitting in the security room, staring at the monitors, when I noticed the light on the elevator panel blinking. Someone was calling the elevator from the 4th floor. The problem was the 4th floor had been completely abandoned for over 10 years due to a severe fire. There were no patients, no doctors, and the doors to that floor were chained shut. I watched the monitor as the elevator slowly moved up. Floor 1, Floor 2, Floor 3, Floor 4. The doors opened on the camera feed, but the screen showed nothing but pure, pitch-black darkness. Then the elevator doors closed, and it began coming straight back down to the lobby, where I was sitting. I gripped my flashlight and walked out to the lobby. The elevator dinged, and the heavy metal doors slid open. It was completely empty. I stepped inside, intending to hit the basement button, but the moment the doors closed, the buttons glitched. The light for the 4th floor turned on by itself. The elevator shot upward. I pressed the stop button, but it didn't work. When the doors opened on the 4th floor, a freezing wave of cold air hit my face. It smelled like burnt flesh and old ash. I had to check the floor to ensure it was a technical glitch. Walking down the charred hallway, my flashlight beam cut through the thick dust. Suddenly, from the very end of the corridor, inside room 404, I heard a sound that made my blood run cold. It was the rhythmic, metallic beeping of an old heart monitor. Beep, beep, beep. I walked closer, my boots crunching on the debris. I peeked inside room 404. There was a rusty hospital bed in the center. Standing right next to it was a tall, unnaturally thin figure in a dirty old nurse's uniform. Her back was turned to me, and she was violently scratching the concrete wall with her long, bare fingernails. I tried to back away slowly, but my boot stepped on a piece of broken glass. Crunch. The scratching stopped instantly. The nurse slowly turned her head around. My flashlight illuminated her face, and I instantly choked back a scream. She had no eyes, just deep, hollow burns where her eyes should have been, and her mouth was stretched wide open in a silent, agonizing gasp. She snapped her neck at an impossible angle and let out a raspy, metallic shriek that echoed through the empty ward. She didn't walk. She sprinted toward me on all fours like a spider. I dropped my flashlight and ran blindly through the dark hallway. I threw myself into the elevator and slammed the close button over and over. I could hear her wet, heavy hands slapping against the walls just outside. The doors slammed shut right as her burnt, clawed fingers scraped against the metal. I made it to the lobby, ran out of the hospital, and quit my job that very morning. The police checked the 4th floor later that day. The chains on the doors were still locked from the outside. But inside room 404, fresh, bloody fingernail scratches were carved into the wall, right next to a message that read, "The shift never ends."